Good morning and welcome to the registration webinar for the Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement, also known as RAMP. My name is Liz Diaz, and on behalf of the Office of Procurement, we are pleased that you can join us today for this informative presentation. Today's webinar will include an overview of the RAMP registration process, including some commonly asked questions asked regarding registration, certifications, and opportunities. RAMP offers a vast number of contracting opportunities with the City of Los Angeles, as well as with other regional partners who also use this platform to post opportunities. Please know that this presentation is being recorded, and you will receive a copy of the recording, the slide deck, and the chat history. We also kindly ask that you mute yourselves in order to clearly hear today's presentation. If you have any questions or comments during the presentation, feel free to drop them via the chat function, where we have staff available to answer your questions there in real time. However, if time permits, at the end of our presentation, we may take a few questions from the chat function and answer them verbally before the session ends at noon. We hold these webinars on a monthly basis, and we would like to know how many new folks have joined us this month. As such, we have a short survey that we ask you to respond to for our own information. Please know that please let us know if you've ever attended one of our RAMP webinars or presentations in the past. So please take a moment to respond. All right, it looks like we have about 80% of our participants today who are attending for the first time. So that's great. We certainly hope that you'll find this presentation helpful. Thank you for that. Next slide.
Next slide.
Shannon Hoppes serves as the City Procurement Officer for the City of Los Angeles. Shannon has been the chief proponent of this platform and has been instrumental in securing the participation of the regional partners added to this platform of opportunities. Welcome, Shannon.
Thanks, Liz. Appreciate the introduction, and welcome to all of you. So glad to see that there's so many new faces here. And for those that are returning, it's great to see you again. If there's time at the end, we'd like to hear from all of you, as Liz mentioned, in terms of what your experience has been with RAMP, or if there's any questions that we can answer. So let's get to it. Next slide. So what is RAMP? If you're not sure why you're here today, it is so we can share with you how to engage with the city and do business with the city. So if you are a business that is interested in doing that, you're in the right place. And we're going to talk a bit about where the starting point is to engage with us. And that is RAMP. RAMP is our Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement. It is a platform that is hosted by the City of LA, and this is our solicitation platform. This is where we advertise all the things that we want to buy. So again, if you are interested in doing business with us, this is really your first stop in engaging with the City of LA and learning about all of those opportunities. The city's $4.5 billion worth of spend is posted on this platform. But because we've also engaged with regional partners and included them here, RAMP now houses approximately $10 billion worth of opportunities. So there's a lot going on here. We'll talk about some of the upcoming events that are going to be posted in this space as well. But this is why you are all here today, is to engage with us in all these opportunities that are here on RAMP. As I mentioned, we also have other public or private agencies listed here, and we'll talk a little bit about them in just a moment. So again, the goals and objectives of RAMP are to ensure that our businesses are aware of what we have opportunities for. The city of LA knows that small businesses are the foundation of our economy. We believed when we launched RAMP now about 3 years ago that this would really give businesses an opportunity to engage and find multiple opportunities in one place. We know that your time, you don't have a lot of time, so this was one way the city could ensure that as many opportunities were centralized in one platform as possible, in addition to providing many other resources for your business. But this is also a way for you to have visibility across our contracting and purchasing managers. So if you have questions about contracts or about that department or want to reach out to them, this is, again, information that you can gain from being on RAMP. And it's also a way for subcontractors and primes to connect and collaborate. Many of the times, our prime contractors are looking for subcontractors, and through RAMP, you are able to make those connections, build those relationships, and possibly work on a future procurement opportunity. These are some of our partners that we have on RAMP. One of them is LA28. We don't have to tell you, there's a lot of opportunity coming to LA. We have the Super Bowl in 2027. We have World Cup. We have the Olympics, the Paralympics, but every day we're LA. We have opportunity every day, and these are some of the partners that are using RAMP to diversify their vendor pool and look for you as a business. You see that there's also City of Hope, Cedars-Sinai, other government agencies, AEG. So even if you're not necessarily interested in doing business with the City of LA, there are still many other opportunities on this platform to be found. It's above right there. So RAMP is, again, a platform where we're continuously providing information. Even, again, if you're not ready for a solicitate or to contract with the City of LA, there's tons of information to be gained. We encourage you to build a profile on RAMP. So this is where you would talk about your business, the type of business that you are, the contracts that you've maybe entered into in the past, some of the things that make you unique. We encourage you to list your certifications if you have them. Again, this makes you this markets you to other partners as well as to prime contractors. This is an opportunity, again, for you to work with one another on future contracts. So again, build that profile, populate it with your industry codes or your NAICS codes. Those are the codes that identify the type of business that you are, because by way of those codes, you are matched then with the different procurement opportunities that we have. So again, if you haven't updated your profiles, if you're new to this space, make sure you spend some time creating a robust profile, because the more information you share, the more easily you can be connected with opportunities that suit your business. A lot of our information is here as well on how to bid on our contracts, how to get certified with our other partners, with our Bureau of Contract Administration. So again, there's a lot of information. This is where we advertise all of our outreach events. Not only the city's outreach events are here, but the outreach events of other regional partners, other government agencies. And why this is, again, a unique platform is because this is a way for you to be in contact with the buyers. The buyers are now made aware of you and the type of business you are. You can, again, find various connections, and we can't encourage you enough to use this as a tool to do that. And as we mentioned, there's opportunity beyond just the city of LA. And so this is for you, built for you, and we encourage you to use this tool. And with that, I will hand it back to Liz.
Great. Thanks so much, Shannon, for that great overview of the benefits of RAMP. Now we'd like to share a testimonial video from one of our vendors on RAMP.
Hi, my name is Kevin Ramsey, and I'm president of Alameda Construction Services. We've been in business since 1997. We are a site concrete contractor. We do curb and gutter, sidewalks, driveways, that type of work. We also do minor structural concrete. We use RAMP to find out about opportunities, and also when we're looking for work, we go to RAMP and search the site and see what opportunities are out there. And every agency in the city has their own contracts, but you can find out all about that when you register with RAMP, and then because that's where you go to look for the project. So all the city agencies put all of their bid opportunities in RAMP. The advice that I would recommend is keep the faith. You could do this. Find your opportunities. Find something that'll fit for your company. Find something that'll fit for your scope of work. The most important thing is to register in RAMP, because once you register in RAMP, then you find the opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity find you. You know, people are looking for you. So look in RAMP at least 2 or 3 times a week. Find the opportunity that you like. Put your proposal in, learn from your proposal, and do it again. Do it again, do it again, and then one of these times you're gonna get the opportunity to do it, and then once you do it, you do a good job so they can call you back. That's how we do our business. You know, we like to do repeat business with customers that like to do business with us. That's how you stay in business. That's how you get business with RAMP. It's a great opportunity. Don't miss out. Make sure you register, go there and look and send your proposals in.
That was a great testimonial from Kevin Ramsey on the benefits of RAMP, and we're glad that it has served him well as an important resource for his business. Now for an overview of the RAMP registration process. The first step is to click on the Login Register green-colored button on the top right-hand corner to begin the registration process. After doing so, you'll be taken to the Angelino account landing page. Please sign in by entering your email address. The registration process can be done rather quickly, taking about 15 minutes to complete. Next, please enter your email again. Make sure that your password includes upper, lower, number, and special characters. And for your phone number, it's recommended that you list your cell phone number. Lastly, be sure to check I am not a robot. Then click on the blue register button. The system will indicate that a verification email has been sent to you. So proceed to check your email for verification from Angelino. You should receive a Welcome to Angelino email. Angelino is the city's single sign-on system, which allows users to log into several city websites with a single login credential. An Angelino account is required in order to register and log into RAMP. So activate your account by clicking on the green link within the email. Fill out the noted fields, and for sole proprietorships, your name is the company name, not the DBA. Do not put a DBA as your company name. Sole proprietorships will show their tax ID number at the bottom. And as noted on the slide, filling out your company's information will also enable you to determine whether your company is already registered in RAMP. This is important in order to avoid establishing a duplicate account. Your title must be typed in where indicated. For sole proprietorships, enter the owner's name. Complete all of these sections and only enter a registered DBA. DBAs are registered with the county where your business is located, and it only applies to sole proprietors. You may add a logo if you have one. And in the summary section, this is your opportunity to clearly describe what your company does. The space allows a maximum of 200 characters, not including spaces, so please be concise. And for your business address section, don't use a PO box. Use an actual physical address. Otherwise, the system will reject your entry. Please note that your phone number requires dashes. Please also enter your email address. If you have a business tax registration certificate or BTRC, please enter that number. Otherwise, contact the city's Office of Finance to apply for one. Your BTRC only applies if your business is located within the city of Los Angeles, or if you're interested in doing business with the city of LA. While it does not contain an asterisk indicating a required field to be filled out, please indicate whether your company is a for-profit or nonprofit business. The most important step is register as, where it is encouraged that the prime/sub designation is selected. By selecting this option versus selecting only prime or only sub, you increase the number of notifications you may receive regarding all opportunities related to your business type. And also, please note that these designations refer to all types of vendors, not to be confused with only those in the construction field. The North American Industry Classification System, or NAICS codes, can be found on your taxes on the header under Box B, or you can find the codes at the U.S. Census website at the address noted on the slide. These codes are related to your business industry and are 6 digits long. By completing this section, you will be notified of contracting opportunities that relate to your business industry. Please review the company's NAICS codes to make sure the codes listed under your company's profile are relevant to your company's type of work. Keep in mind that only your company's administrator can change your company's NAICS codes. See the user manual section for the support documentation on how to update your NAICS codes if necessary. At this stage, you may complete the demographics that relate to you as the business owner. The other identifying info drop-down space is for identifying male, female, or other. Number of employees is optional if under 20. And for annual revenue, this information is optional to provide. For work history section, it is your opportunity to tout your work experience. You may wish to use any information from a LinkedIn account if you have one. This slide lists the various certifications that you may have applied for and serves as a space for verification of your current certifications with recognized agencies. You may skip the certification step if it doesn't apply to you. Otherwise, if certifications were completed, by any other entities as noted on the left side of the slide, know that they are recognized by the City of Los Angeles as well. If you skip this section initially, know that you may return to it later when and if you have certifications to list. You are now at the end of the registration process, where you can review your profile, listing business information, and so please take time to review it carefully. After reviewing the information, scroll all the way to the bottom and click on the green Submit button. You are officially registered in RAMP when you see the "Thank you for registering" message. Now for a review of some RAMP resources. To access these resources, please click on Support at the top right-hand corner next to the Login Register button, where you can locate frequently asked questions regarding registration, your RAMP profile, certifications, and other helpful information. You may also wish to refer to this set of frequently asked questions that were included in the initial email regarding your RAMP registration. You can also access user manuals for submitting your company compliance documents, for understanding the business inclusion program outreach process, as well as how to add NAICS codes and licenses to your profile. Now we'd like to cover some frequent account-related questions. After you have registered, you may have some additional account questions. One question includes, how do I update my business profile? We recommend that you refer to the account management manual for guidance on how to manage users, pending or adding, and how to update your account. Only the noted administrator can add users and edit your business inclusion, BIP roles, and access to other users, and can also deactivate inactive users, add users, request certification verification, and submit compliance documents. You cannot delete users. You can only deactivate them. This is to prevent them from creating a new account. Any additional users must have an Angelino sign-in account and must have been added by your account during the registration process. So please see page 6, section 3A of the Registering on RAMP New Registration Manual for more information. Another account-related question may be, how do I change company names and tax IDs? The company name and tax ID are two fields the account administrator cannot change. In order to do so, please send a request by submitting a RAMP web form using the link shown on the slide and attach official documentation, such as your California Secretary of State or your business tax registration certificate, tax account document, supporting these changes. One last account-related question we often receive is, how do I change the company account administrator? If the current administrator is no longer with the company and or unable to request the administrative change, we ask that you send a request by submitting a RAMP web form using the link on the slide, and attach a letter on your company's letterhead. The letter should be signed by someone who is legally authorized to sign your company's documents, and it should state the following information: your RAMP ID number, company name of the RAMP account, the name and email address of the new RAMP administrator, and the administrator's login should be the email address assigned to an individual, not a group email. The new administrator should create and already have an Angelino and RAMP user account. A new administrator can only be named if the person has both an Angelino and RAMP user accounts. and then also include the reason for the change. Now we'll cover some certifications related questions. One common question about certifications is, what are the qualifications to be recognized as a certified company? The certifications FAQs can provide guidance on qualifications for certifications listed on this slide. Those include the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, DBE, Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise, DVBE, and DVBE for LAWA, that's our Los Angeles airports. Minority Business Enterprise, MBE, and Women-Owned Business Enterprise, WBE. Small Business Enterprise, Los Angeles, which is SBE, LA. Emerging Business Enterprise, EBE. Local Business Enterprise, Small Business Enterprise, and Harbor Local Business Enterprise certification. Another common certification question is, how do I apply to be certified and recognized by the City of Los Angeles? The Office of Contractor Compliance, Certification, Outreach, Regulations, and Enforcement, otherwise known as CORE, is responsible for administering the city's certification program and verifies certifications. You may visit the OCC website for more information. Currently, only the following certifications can be applied through RAMP. Those include the Local Business Preference Program certifications, which include Local Business Enterprise, the City Business Enterprise, the Local Small Business Enterprise, and the Local Transitional Employer. Also, Local State Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise, LAWA, used only by the Los Angeles World Airports, and the Local Business Enterprise Harbor, used only by the Harbor or Port of LA. The certifications on RAMP user manual can provide guidance on how to request verification and recognition of current certifications and how to apply for the noted certifications on RAMP. Please note that when applying for certifications, the legal name of your company should be used and not any DBA associated with your company. Lastly, my company is already certified. How do I request to be recognized as such on RAMP? Please download the Certifications on RAMP user manual, which outlines the process for how to request verification of your current certifications to be listed on RAMP. But remember that you must already be a certified company in order to be verified as such on RAMP. Now for questions about opportunities. And to be clear, when we speak about an opportunity or opportunities, we're referring to contracting opportunities with either the city or any of our regional partners who use RAMP to advertise their need for particular contractors. Some common opportunity-related questions include, how can I view or download the documents listed on an opportunity? So you must be registered as a RAMP user and logged into RAMP to download and view the documents listed under a particular opportunity. Also, how can I be notified when an opportunity is posted online? The registered admin user on RAMP will receive the notifications. When an opportunity matches the NAICS codes in your company's profile, you will receive a notification. Another opportunity-related question includes, how do I get more information on a specific opportunity? If you have a question about an opportunity, please contact the department contact person listed for that opportunity, who can answer questions regarding any of the specifics regarding that opportunity. This slide and the following 3 slides will show how to navigate through an opportunity to help you find the opportunity contact person. On your account, go to Search for Opportunities. Fill in the information on the listed items on the left customized to the opportunity you are interested in. Then click on the opportunity you're interested in, such as in the example, Innovative Partnership, as shown by the red arrow. This slide shows the opportunity details, which includes the contact person. If you're interested in bidding on this opportunity, you may click the Add to Bookmarks button to save the opportunity for future reference. Once you go back to your account, you may click Bookmarks on the left side under the company details list of items in order to access any bookmarked opportunities. The sample opportunity innovative partnership will be saved to your account profile. Now for a review of questions regarding compliance documents. When responding to a city opportunity, please know that you will be required to submit some contracting compliance documents with your proposal, and any remaining documents will be required at the time of contract execution should you be selected as a contractor. Regarding the submission of compliance documents, please know that all companies registered on RAMP may complete compliance documents in advance or at the time of responding to a contracting opportunity. All forms may be completed and submitted by the company administrator on RAMP under the compliance documents section of your business profile, as shown on the next slide. And each form is valid for a specified amount of time as indicated. You may refer to the company compliance documents manual under the RAMP support section for detailed submissions instructions. However, please note that these instructions do not apply to bidders or proposers responding to contracting opportunities as advertised by the Los Angeles World Airports, the Port of Los Angeles, or the Department of Water and Power. Under the Compliance Documents section of your business profile, you may upload your disclosure ordinance and Equal Benefits First Source Hiring Ordinance affidavits, as well as your Executive Directive 35 compliance information. The submitted forms will be verified by the city's Bureau of Contract Administration only if your company is a successful proposer or bidder selected for contract award. Lastly, pursuant to Executive Directive 35, if a bidder is selected and awarded a contract, and if the contractor is a for-profit company or corporation, the contractor shall, within 30 days of the effective date of the contract, and on an annual basis thereafter, within 30 days of the anniversary of the effective date of the contract, report the following information to the city via RAMP. That includes the contractor's and any subcontractor's annual revenue, number of employees, location, industry, race, ethnicity, and gender of the majority owner. The purpose of ED 35 is to collect standardized information from businesses that the city contracts with in order to determine which areas, industries, and types of businesses are faced with barriers to contracting. The data collected is for informational and statistical purposes only and will not be used in the bid proposal submission, bid evaluation, or awarding process. For specific reporting instructions, please refer to the ED 35 compliance procedure on RAMP support. Lastly, we'd like to offer some additional business resources. Please know that we have conducted a number of informative small business webinars to provide small businesses with resources and guidance on how to do business with the city. A link to the YouTube recordings is available for your use in accessing these past webinars. Also included on the slide are other helpful business resources for your reference. That completes our presentation for today, and we hope this information has been helpful in getting you registered on RAMP, as well as answering some commonly asked questions and demonstrating some key functions. Should you require additional RAMP information or assistance, please submit your request via our web form, which can be accessed at the address shown on the slide. You may also wish to follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So at this time, since we have some time remaining, we have time to take some questions verbally or respond to any questions that weren't answered in the chat. Do we have any questions that were not answered in the chat that we can respond to?
Looks like we just got one regarding BIP. Liz?
I'm trying to find it. Do you want to read it to me?
I know mine just actually, if the person just wants to unmute themselves, that'd be easier because the chats move through pretty quick
Right.
for us.
Hi, thank you. A quick question about a contract I'm putting a bid in for right now using BIP Outreach. I've got a subcontractor that I'm going to be working with, and I want to be a little bit more informed when I'm talking with the contractor. The city requires disclosure for the subcontractors that we'll be working with. Do subcontractors bill directly through me, the primary, or will the city want to see those submitted directly to them? Because it seems like they're kind of tracking that process a little bit.
Usually the departments will indicate how you should invoice, but usually what happens is we contract with the prime, but you will perhaps, again, based on how the departments wish to identify the costs of the contract, you may need to distinguish which costs are associated with the subcontractors. But generally, it's the subs will not invoice separately. It'll go through the prime.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
To you, I see a question that just came up. Do you have any railroad coordinators on your vendor list? I think you could search for that. I'm not sure what the NAICS codes are, but you could certainly do a search in RAMP for that type of industry. If you know what the code is, you might be able to search that way. There is no codes for this type of service. Then we'd have to, if you know of the vendor type names, you might be able to search that way or search by opportunity. Steph, do you want to put a note in there on how to do the search?
And feel free to use these these email addresses to reach out if there's anything that didn't get answered today.
Yeah, yes, my name's Daniel Moreno and I'm with On Track Solutions. So I work with a lot of municipalities, but initially they need the service, but like I've had to LEDWP, Port of Long Beach, County of Santa Barbara, and people like that. They usually don't have it, but they need it when they have any projects within the railroad right of way that I help mitigate. So they usually we have to come to an agreement for the code because of the type of the service that I offer. So that's why I wanted to, join you on this meeting to see how we can get the process maybe started if you're interested in this type of service, which when I used to work with Union Pacific Railroad, we had a lot of projects with the city. Now I'm on my own, working my own, helping people progress their project seamlessly with the railroad. So
Did
I'll
that typically coordinate with our Department of Transportation?
utilities, roadways. It was a transportation on one segment, and then any utilities and any projects bordering next to or encroaching on any railroad right of way, they needed to bring them in.
Yeah. What shows up on your taxes? Back to Liz's earlier point, a lot of times those NICS codes are identified on those forms.
Okay, I'll look into that. And I'll reach out to you guys and see.
And Daniel, just in the chat function, our staff just listed how best to search for vendors. You can go to business profiles. He put a link in there on how to do a search for that
Okay, great.
vendor.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Certainly.
It's a great opportunity to ask your questions. If there's any of those that are returning to this webinar, again, it's great to have you back. Would also be curious if you've experienced any challenges in registering on RAMP, and if that's why you're maybe back here. Want to make sure that all of you do register at some point today. That should be your number one thing. Again, primarily if you're even remotely interested in doing business with us. As I mentioned earlier, all of many events are listed on RAMP. So if that's the only reason you want to register in RAMP, we just had a newsletter go out today about several upcoming events, one that is happening on Monday. We'll see if we can send you that list of events. But if you were in RAMP, you would have already been notified of that. So again, make sure that's what you do today.
Kathy Rosas has her hand up. Kathy, do you want to unmute and answer your question?
Yes, it's Kathy Rosas, and I have a really quick question. Do you provide a webinar for BIP?
Actually, who normally provides that information are the individual departments when they're holding their proposers conferences. They usually review the process. And we also have on all of, as a default, there's always the BIP walkthrough that is available on RAMP. It seems long, but it's because it's mostly consists of screenshots that walk you through the process for conducting the BIP outreach.
Thank you.
And Liz just hit on another important tool and kind of trick of the trade is the pre-bidders conference. Do attend those. Those are open to the public. That is where anyone that is interested in responding to responding to an RFP or an opportunity can ask questions. It's also a time for you to see who is in the room, hear the type of questions they're asking, and follow it from there. So it does give you some insight and tools as to how to navigate that space. Emily?
Hi, I did register. The only problem I had was understanding the certification process, and I believe someone dropped the links in the chat, so that was very helpful. But that was the only issue I had, and knowing which certification was accepted by RAMP.
Yeah, and I think I'm hoping it's hard to keep track of the chats right now, but we also have certification webinar that helps you also for anyone wanting to know how to go about that process as well. And I believe we're also there's our RAMP support staff are answering some specific certification questions. Any other questions or anything in the chat we've missed?
Sharita?
Hi, my apologies if I missed it, but is there a space as a subcontractor, is there a space for a prime contractor to reach out if they're interested in partnering?
Yeah, as part of the BIP outreach, if not all opportunities require what we call the business inclusion program outreach. That is a requirement for any opportunities that are not funded by a grant that would restrict that outreach opportunity. It's for the primes. We do have the requirement that primes do the outreach to subs. And so that would be an opportunity based on the particular type of service that we're procuring. The primes would be required to conduct outreach for a particular service. Again, unless they are not funded by a grant, or if there aren't any subcontracting opportunities, there may be that requirement would not be held by the proposer.
Is there a space on the ramp site that would hold that information, or would the prime reach out to the subcontractor directly via email?
The prime, the ramp automates that process for the prime. So yes, it's based on whether there are those subcontracting opportunities, and then they would conduct the outreach. So yeah, it would be incumbent upon the prime to conduct the outreach.
Thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah, I do have a question. I'm not sure if it's for this webinar or if it's for, I guess, the certification webinar. So my question is, in terms of certifying as an MBE, I do notice that table that you guys sent links for it, I guess, interagency that's recognized. I noticed that MBE can be done through the supplier clearinghouse at, I guess, through that, the CUPC. If we're registered with a supplier clearinghouse as an MBE, do we just, like, even though it's not necessarily directly through the CUPC, how do we actually get it recognized?
You would normally have the certification from that, from that entity. So I think we have a slide where we indicate the different agencies that also can certify a business, and those agencies whose certification we accept. So it could be, the CPUC. I believe you said if you are certified by any of those other reciprocal type of agencies, the city will recognize the certification as awarded by another agency if it's any of those listed.
I understand that part. I guess what I'm trying to understand is that in order to register for the CPUC, we have to go through supplier clearinghouse. And I'm registered or rather I'm certified directly with supplier clearinghouse, but not necessarily CPUC. You see what I'm saying? Do I have to also get certified through the CPUC as a duplicate certification in order to get recognized, or will you guys just take the supplier clearinghouse one?
I don't have the slide up, but we would only accept the Bureau of Contract Administration would only accept those agencies that we have listed there. So if it's another agency that may not be one that we recognize, that would be reciprocal in nature.
Okay, so I'll have to register, I guess, for a duplicate certification through the CPUC on the same platform. I'll have to do that then. Okay, great, thank you.
You could also register, you could also use the information through our certification manual to also seek certification through the city.
Oh, that would be great, thank you.
And you can also confirm directly with the Bureau of Contract Administration. They can walk you through that as well.
I'll do that, thank you.
I have a quick question about general contractors, prime contractors, and subcontractors in their proximity to LA County. I know that some specific contracts require higher LA. Is there any restrictions with regards to registering on ramp with regards to your distance or your proximity in LA County? Do you have to be an LA County business?
No, you can live or conduct business wherever you'd like. It's just some of our preference programs are specific to both county and city location. So that's where that comes into place. But any vendor can register in RAMP.
Thank you.
We have 5 more minutes. Any other questions or even comments that you'd like to share? Suggestions? Again, do check out the events that we have. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. A quick question. Regarding the administrator, if because I have a coordinator, so she's going to be my administrator. I also want to identify one of my other staff to be able to see the opportunities. So how does that work? Because I have one person handling all the paperwork, so to speak, and then others looking for the opportunities.
Yeah, each ramp profile only allows for one administrator. So again, that administrator, whoever's listed as that in that role, will be the person who receives the notifications for any opportunities that relate to your NAICS codes. So you can have users on your account as well, but the distinction is the administrator will have distinct roles that again, I think we reviewed it, and you can go back in the slide deck so that you can reflect on that. But only there can only be one administrator, and you can have others. But if you want someone, select who it is that you want to have be notified of your staff. That way, it's just the one person, and then that person can let you know once they get that notification.
Oh, okay, so so the administrator can we can select other people to be users also, so they can see the opportunities also, and then administrators can just make changes and do administrate basically, right?
Yes, they'll be able to activate or deactivate users. So let's say somebody leaves from your company and you want to have them removed. That person can do that. The administrator has some distinct functions that users don't. So again, yeah. And you can search. It's just the nice thing is that the administrator will get the notifications that there's an opportunity that matches your NAICS codes.
Okay, and this is my last question, but if that administrator for say some reason goes out of town, gets married, or goes to another company, then that's kind of difficult to go back in and change, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, if it's temporary, that's just, not sure you want to change just for a week or so. But the important distinction is if actually they leave your company, then what we would require is for you to, if you wanted to change that administrator on a permanent basis, we would require that you send us a letter indicating that, so that it's just, it's done on a formal basis, and then you indicate who it is that you'd like to have assigned as the new administrator.
Oh, got it. And this is my last question. We do have another division. It's a separate company, though. It's like a parent company where it's fabrication. And could we have the same administrators, 2 different companies, but the same administrator if we're signed up under it? But it's 2 different companies, totally we're kind of related, but we do separate things. But it's my colleague's relative's company also. We're in, but he's fabrication and we're more manufacturing side of things. So can we
just
have the
asked
same
that,
administrator?
I'm going to have my staff check me on this. I believe so. The most important thing though is when you're having similar or companies is that they're not duplicate companies. So the way we distinguish them is their tax ID. So we want to make sure that there isn't any inadvertent duplicate accounts, when you're registering on RAMP. And the way
No, no, totally separate. It's just the fact that, as you guys know, that this is a full-time job, just looking at ramp and looking at opportunities. So we're trying to organize it the proper way. And then if you have one person doing it, then you don't have to pay double salary, so to speak. So we kind of use that same, we would like to use the same person because they're super organized and that. So that's my question.
Got it.
I didn't know how that would work,
We do sometimes do searches by the email of the person who is registered on RAM. So if we're doing searches, if there's any problems with either account, they will show up on both accounts. But again, I'm gonna ask my staff to check me on that if I'm not conveying that accurately. I don't see them correcting me.
Got it.
So, but yeah, if you have any follow-up questions, you can, certainly send us an inquiry.
Okay, to you directly or to
No, to the
just-
ramp. What's on right there on our ramp on our slide. Always send us a web form. Fill out the web form. It does say so my staff is checking me here. It says each email is allotted one account, so the user can only be on one vendor account. Otherwise, it would cause us sign-in errors. There you go. See, that's why I was banking on my staff to correct me. So you don't want to do that then. Thank you, staff.
Okay. Looks like we got to hire somebody else now. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you so much, Chu.
Thank you.
Have
and
them
thank you.
create a new email address.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Greg, for your question. Great question. And thank you, staff, for checking me on that.
Hello, Elizabeth. Yes, I have a question about my I used to be like catering for the food and organizing and events party, but I not really company about it. Most people they have restaurants and organizing, and I work for them, but it seems like they got the big benefit, but for us it's very little. So if I want to be like organizing and for event parties with the special events and the food industry about city only, what should I do? I have to be open the company or
I'm not sure I understood the question. Shannon, did you pick up
So
on?
you're not a formal business, correct?
not formal business, but I working for myself for
Right.
self-employed.
So you
for
would be able to assist catering businesses with what you do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. So
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, again, this is a tool. It's not that you can't register here. It might not be the most beneficial, but it's still insight into the industry. It's a way to search for opportunities. It's a way to see what's coming up. It might be a way for you to forecast and see maybe that you want to either grow your business or connect with the caterers that you're seeing on Ramp. You might want to be notified of events that that speak to your specific business. So it's not that you can't. It's about what you're going to get from this tool, and you might be surprised what you might be connected with, something that you might not have imagined. So you can fill out a profile, create an account, fill out those codes so they start to match you with opportunities that might fit what you do. But again, it might just be that you are now notified of events or of the prime contractors that are maybe interested in connecting with you. So see what you see. It's free, and at the end of the day, that's what we want to remind everyone. There's there's no risk here. You can, you know, cancel your account, but this is just a way to ensure that you're notified of all that's happening or a lot of what's happening in this region. So we don't want our businesses to miss out, and that's why we do these webinars every month. So really encourage you to register and see for yourself if it's useful for what you might need it for. And with that,
There's,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I think the once if I illustrated and they requested for the company name and all of the information, but I don't have it, so it's not going through all the illustration. So what should I do?
We can maybe work with you. So as Liz mentioned, email those addresses and our team can help walk you through what you might want to register in terms of your registration on Ramp, but they can help you more one-on-one.
And we've just listed, they also listed the registration manual that again gives you all the information, sort of what we've gone through, but just a good reference for you to reflect on in terms of the registration process. So
yeah, I doing for like in America, like about 50, 60 years for industry for food and 3 years for industry of the transportation for truck business. The only thing is I'm about 8 years in Los Angeles. I'm training in high-end restaurant, low fast food. I made the menu for them, and there's training the chef. But the only thing is my point is I not really direction of how I can build those kind of things because I don't have much information. That's why I work who has it. I work for them for cheaper price, you know.
We can help connect you to some resources through our EWD Economic Workforce Department. They have resources, our Office of Finance. We can see what we can do in terms of Ramp, but you might be a bit unique, but we can help you at least access the web of resources that might suit your business or what you are hoping to reach.
yeah, if you look at in the chat, we just listed a link for our business source centers. Those are specifically established for helping individuals who are small business owners or attempting to be. So please click on that link and access where you could find the nearest business source center to help you out. So with
thank
that,
you very much.
Certainly.
Thank you very much for all the information. Yeah, my point is only I give like almost like our 10 restaurant I built it, who is building franchising. I made them for all the menu and ingredients and all the recipes. I made it for them, but for me, it's nothing after that. You know, once they're done, they training the chefs and they start people employed with the. Then I have to be moved forward again. You know, it's like keep going that way. So it's been a while. Thank you for all the information.
Certainly. And so with that, we thank you all for your questions, and please know that our next webinar will be on May 22nd, again at 11 a.m. So we thank you for joining us, and we wish you a very good day.
Thank you, too.
Thank you.